Ooh, we have the mic muted. This is why I look at the chat. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. How about now? How's the audio now? Well, what you missed while the mic was muted was I was asking for where you're watching from today, who are you watching with. Let us know. And Hunter says, terrible at lip reading. I know. We got on here to give you the forecast, not to make you lip read. How's the mic now? Is it better now? Lee says you're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Here's your severe weather threat for today. We're watching for the potential for some strong storms today, maybe some of those going severe. Pretty low chance. That's out to the south and east for Alabama and Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. But what we're really talking about here, what most people are probably jumping on here, is that multi-day severe weather outbreak where we have back-to-back chances for a severe weather outbreak both Friday and Saturday. And I guess you could even include Sunday in that as well. All risks are possible here. Strong tornadoes, large hail, high wind, all possible here. And then we also have an extremely dangerous fire weather through central and the western portion of the U.S. And we've also got some really strong wind coming. So if you're not getting storms, you're probably getting that strong wind. Take a look at what happened yesterday. Let's back this up a little bit and let me show you one more time. We had that severe thunderstorm watch in place for Dallas, southern Arkansas, western Louisiana, but we saw a few hailstones at the very beginning. They were about the size of a quarter, 1 inch in size, not terribly large here. After that, we didn't see anything. It was a quiet night, silent night as storms tracked into Louisiana. We even had few hailstones out near Little Rock. Little Rock getting a little bit of hail as well from this little system that popped up in the overnight hours. So early this morning, Little Rock got hail, which was a little bit later than what they expected. Also some hail down in Alabama early this morning as well. Your hail sizes weren't terribly impressive here. I can get the exact hail sizes for you, and we are once again on our computer today, not on the green screen. Yes, because of our computer issues. That's just how it goes, right? See if we can get our hail sizes pulled up here. I feel like I need the Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. As my computer loads. All right, well, we'll move on if we can't get this pulled up. Temperatures, yeah, they're still pretty warm today. Getting cooler as we head into the weekend. Very windy tomorrow out through Oklahoma and Texas. Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, very, very windy behind this low pressure system, and then temperatures cool down after that. Current conditions, we've got a low over Oklahoma City right now. We've got those storms out to the south and east, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet out there, not too much going on. We've got some rain and snow back to the west. Temperatures here in Oklahoma City, holy moly, it's gorgeous out there, 71. Gorgeous in Kansas City, 67. 70s down to the south. Now we need the heat to get storms, so we've got the heat. Got some really warm temperatures out there. What about the moisture? Got moisture for some of us, and we're going to get more over the next few days, but others, very, very dry. Look at that area highlighted there in brown. That would be your wind watches today, and then highlighted there in pink, that is your high wind warning, or your red flag warning rather. So it's pretty windy today, just getting windier tomorrow. This is your fire weather outlook for today, higher tomorrow. It's a mess as we go into Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's your fire weather outlook. Let's get to the storm chances. After all of this wind comes through, what you're looking at here are future wind gusts. Friday, whew, it's even windy across Missouri on Friday. Then we're watching for storms to pop up out to the south and east today, and then through a good portion of the Mississippi, Tennessee Valley for tomorrow. There's your storms today, anywhere from Alabama into Georgia and into the Florida Panhandle. I'm going to pull up my questions over here on the side, just so I can make sure that I'm not missing anything. Lee's asking about Kansas City. Yeah, you're not going to get hit in Kansas City today. However, there's a chance, I guess, as we head into St. Louis. St. Louis looks like we have a really, really good chance for St. Louis to get hit. But Friday would be a better chance for Kansas City, not today. There's your storms today. Again, strong, some of them turning severe. For the most part, this is going to be a very, very low. We'll call this a marginal risk day because it's a very, very low risk. We could see up to 1-inch size hail. Your risk level is isolated, highlighted there in the green. Your hail model for today. Hail model, not very promising, especially as we head into the late night hours tonight. Up to ping pong ball size hail, I think that's probably overdoing it a little bit. Quarter size hail is probably what we are going to be seeing today, if anything at all. High wind, I think high wind is probably a lot more likely. Lee's asking, what is it saying for possible severe storms tomorrow afternoon, I think? We'll get through today and then we'll get into tomorrow. So we've got that tornado forecast for today, pretty low chance for severe storms today. I've said that. How many times can I say that? All right, let's get to tomorrow. Here's tomorrow afternoon. You can see that low pressure system. Do you see it spinning out there up to the north? And then you can see that severe weather outbreak anywhere from the Missouri to the Mississippi to the Tennessee Valley here. So let's do this one more time. Let's go through this one more time. There's your severe risk for tomorrow. Kansas City, just barely missing the bulk of it here. Kansas City is in a marginal risk. That's a level 1 risk. So this is going to be earlier on in the day. We're talking right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Storms are going to pop up. They're going to continue to track to the east as we head into the evening hours. Here we are at 6 o'clock coming into St. Louis, 6 to about 8 o'clock approaching the city of St. Louis. I think this is going to be one of the more promising areas to get hit with those strong storms tomorrow. So we're talking very, very strong tornadoes, EF2 or larger, high wind, and large hail as well, all possible for this area. So Kansas City, you may not get hit as your risk for getting severe storms is a lot lower than places like St. Louis. Really, really impressive. I mean, you can see just how far out this line of storms goes, all the way down to just to the south of Memphis, down into central and maybe even southern Mississippi. As we go into Saturday morning here, we see storms continuing, and actually the National Weather Service saying in their storm prediction the Storm Prediction Center saying in their outlook yesterday that the severe risk was only likely to increase on Saturday, not go down from Friday to Saturday, but to increase. Your significant hail model really wants to pull hail down to the south, but we're seeing some conflicting reports here because we could get hail up to the north. It just may be a low chance. Here's your hail forecast. We did add the chance for 2+ inch size hail on your hail forecast here from St. Louis to Memphis. The rest of us looking at right around golf ball sized hail. Pretty low chance anywhere from Jackson to Nashville, but I think a better chance as we get up into Omaha and, as I mentioned earlier, St. Louis. So what did I say on here? This is definitely not updated yet. This is on me. I did not update this. I'm going to put tennis ball size hail on here. So you're going to see some behind the scenes here. I'm going to click off ping pong ball size hail, and I'm going to turn on tennis ball size hail. So what are we expecting for the forecasted max hail size for tomorrow? Tennis ball size hail. And again, that's in places like St. Louis and right around the St. Louis area. So we're talking about the eastern side of Missouri all the way into the western side of Illinois. Your wind forecast for tomorrow, a really good chance for really high wind anywhere from Omaha to Peoria to Nashville and St. Louis, Memphis and Birmingham also included in that risk. We're talking about most likely 70 to 80 miles an hour for high wind here. And what about that tornado forecast? This is one of the more impressive forecasts that we have for tomorrow. So I do think that one of the biggest risks that you're going to have tomorrow will be that tornado risk. It's in the high category, and where you see those lines, those dashed lines across the screen right here, also highlighted in red, that's where we could see the strongest tornadoes. So we're talking about an EF2 or even stronger. So let's break down the severe threat for tomorrow. This is an extreme threat. So we're calling this, just like the National Weather Service has, we call it a level 6 out of 8. Very, very similar. They've got a level 4 out of 5. Okay, it's just a different way of saying it. The biggest risk here, and I like this graphic because it breaks down the different risks, okay? It breaks down the tornado versus hail versus wind versus flooding risk. So what are we talking about here? I think the biggest risk that you're going to see are the high winds and that tornado risk. I think that's a very easy thing to say. High winds and tornado risk will be the biggest risks for tomorrow. That hail risk, still really impressive. It's just not as promising as that high wind and tornado risk. And then I think flooding risk will also be on the board for tomorrow as well. Taking a look at your future radar, you can see that storms will continue on Saturday, as we mentioned. So Saturday morning into the evening hours. Here we are with storms anywhere from Kentucky to Tennessee, all the way down to the south. And don't be fooled by these little areas highlighted there in yellow. Just because this is the area that we could see some really heavy rain or a very promising likelihood for storms, that doesn't mean that these are the strongest storms. I do think the strongest storms will be farther down to the south, and we're going to have more of a flooding risk up to the north here, and we'll show you that risk here in just a few minutes. As we move into Sunday, these storms move off to the east, and by early Monday morning, we are almost severe clear. We are dry as we head into the rest of the day on Monday. But again, I mentioned that risk on Saturday. Here we go for Saturday, where the best chances to see severe storms. That's down in Mississippi and Alabama. And then highlighted there in yellow, do you see that right there? That's your level 2 risk that goes all the way up to the Midwest into places like Cincinnati. And highlighted in green is the marginal risk. And then there's your radar. You can see that right there. That line of storms that's coming through. As we head into Sunday, we still have a risk for storms. Sunday looks like those storms will continue to track out to the east and hug the east coast. Again, all hazards likely on both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A little breakdown of your risks here, because I know that was a lot of information. Your risk for Friday, highlighted there in pink, orange, and yellow. For Saturday, a level 4 highlighted there in pink as well. And then we're tracking off to the east on Sunday with those storms highlighted, that storm risk in yellow. There we go for Sunday. Unstable air. So you guys know the drill here. What goes up must come down. And that unstable air is going to help those storms to fire. So where do we see the most promising area for forecasted instability, unstable air mass? Mainly down to the south. However, do we have the right moisture? There's a lot of things that go into the chance for storms here. And then Saturday looks really, really impressive. Mainly Saturday, like mid-morning into the evening, looks really impressive for storms, especially down anywhere from the eastern side of Louisiana all the way into Mississippi and Alabama. So after this, I mentioned that we're dry by Monday. What are we talking about? Do we still have storms in the forecast? Yeah, we do. So there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we were able to tell this storm was coming about a week out. And once again, we've got another chance for storms next Wednesday. You can see that by the dip in the jet stream here with a low pressure center forming next to it. So we could have once again another risk for storms this time next week, or maybe Wednesday of next week. Temperatures here, we've got 68 in Oklahoma City. By Saturday, temperatures are dropping into the 50s. We've got the 70s out in Dallas. I know someone was on here from Kansas City. Lee asked about Kansas City. Lee, your high on Saturday will be 51. So if you don't get storms on Saturday, maybe you can get outside and enjoy the nice weather. 51, not too bad. Maybe just a light jacket or a hoodie. But if you do get storms on Saturday, that's great weather to go out and canvas, knock on doors, maybe get up on some roofs on Saturday. Just watch out for the wind, because it does look like we're going to see some high wind both Friday and Saturday. Extended temperature outlook. It looks like those temperatures are likely to be above average out to the north and east. And we have a pretty good chance to see this active pattern continuing for some of us, we were talking about that we need moisture for storms. So what about that chance for moisture across the U.S.? It's still there. We're about 50-50 now between staying below average, staying dry through the middle to the end of March, and then staying above average, staying pretty wet up to the north and west. Now, this part does concern me about that fire danger anywhere from West Texas all the way to central Oklahoma. I am a bit nervous about that fire danger right here. And thanks for joining us today. I'm looking at our questions on our chat over here. Lee says, thank you. Indeed, thanks. Bring the diamonds from the sky. All right. Hello, Sky Diamonds. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're also on Threads and LinkedIn. And give us a call if you're interested in a wind, hail, or tornado map. Again, we did see hail just in southern to central Texas last night. This morning in Little Rock, Arkansas, and then we had a few other places where we got hail reports from Alabama to Mississippi. We said cheers, and with that, I'm going to hop off of here. Have a phenomenal Thursday. If anything pops up over the next few hours, we'll get back on here. We'll do a live. We'll talk about it. We'll show the radar. But until then, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Same time, same place at noon.